Welcome to T4G Sports. Today we are going to show you guys how to recruit a top 5 recruiting class every single year. After this video, you guys are going to rely on a system, a strategy that is going to cause you to think less and react more. You guys are going to be the scariest recruiters in all of the land. And it's pretty simple, and that's the goal, is to make it simplistic, just to rely on the system. So with that being said, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and let's light it up. So your main goal in the first 4 years is to get 2 top 5 recruiting classes. And the whole reason for that is because then you get, I guess I'm upgrading it. Okay, yeah, I got it upgraded. So now I can upgrade these. You get these bottom ones unlocked to you when you get 2 top 5 recruiting classes. The goal should be 5 years. Okay, and I saved up my points for that because I knew I was going to get a really good recruiting class this year, and I was going to have it fully unlocked. So now I'm even better at recruiting than I was before. Yeah, elite recruiter, awesome, exciting, yay, super stoked. And so getting a top recruiting class is not really that difficult. I have the #1 recruiting class. It'll take a little bit of time, it'll take a little bit of knowledge, but once you get it figured out, you know, you'll crush everyone. I got the best quarterback, 5-star quarterback. I got a 4-star gem running back, really good wide receivers. It was not hard to get good tight ends. I got 2 5-star offensive linemen, the #1 and #2 in the country. You don't have to really worry about pipelines either. I do get guys from my pipelines, there's no doubt. But at the same point in time, there's plenty of times where I do not get guys from my pipeline. I got a 5-star cornerback as well. Cornerbacks are tough, so sometimes you have to use safeties. But the main goal is to get 2 top 5 recruiting classes in 4 years. If you do it in 4 years or even 3 years, you're right on track. All right, we're starting out with your coach. What you want to do is you want to choose recruiter, right? You choose recruiter, and then you want to choose Alabama as your pipeline. You get the entire state. All right, it's not sectioned off. Georgia's sectioned off. Florida's sectioned off. Texas sectioned off. California, all the big boys, except for Alabama. They're not sectioned off. It encompasses the entire state, which is absolutely beautiful. Go Alabama, no doubt about it. Okay, the best playbooks and schemes, we have those coming up for you guys. They're not these, or maybe they are, but they're not. But they could be, but they're not. Well, who knows? Anyways, that's all I would focus on now. Okay, create your coach, choose Alabama as your pipeline, and choose recruiter as the coach that you pick. Okay, so let's talk about how to upgrade your coach. Okay, upgrading your coach is very important. You want to do it in 3 groups. The first group, I'm going to do wide receiver, tight end, O-line, and I'm going to do defensive line. Okay, you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. Each one of these tiers is 5 upgrade coins. Okay. And so wide receiver, tight end. Wide receivers play better at running back than running backs do. Wide receivers are good at wide receiver, obviously, and they're good at tight ends. Tight ends are good at tight ends, and they're good at fullbacks. You look at offensive line, you're getting 5 positions. You start 5 offensive linemen, so you're getting 5 for 1 upgrade, right? Defensive linemen, you're potentially getting 6 because you got your 2 DNs, you got your D tackle, and those DNs can be converted into outside linebackers, and they'll hold their value, which we're going to show you next, right after this. Okay. Then in the second group, you're going to go quarterback, you're going to go linebackers and DB. Third group is when you're going to hit halfback and fullback. Okay. And the whole reason is you want to get the biggest bang for your buck. Okay, so offensive line, wide receiver, and tight end, and D line, you could get upwards to like 16 players. Okay, from just those 3 groups by themselves. So that is why we have you go in that order. So I'll show you guys just so you can see. If you take a halfback here like this halfback is actually just a pure halfback, right? And so if you move them to wide receiver, they're just crap. They're good at fullbacks. Okay, but wide receivers, it's the same in Madden. Okay, wide receivers, you take a wide receiver like this, you move him to halfback or tight end, he's going to jump in overall, right? It's based upon how the ratings are. Okay, so wide receivers are great at basically everything. You take a true tight end here. This guy's not a true tight end, actually. He's a wide receiver, but he's really, really good. You take a tight end like this, they're good at fullback. So halfback to fullback, tight end to fullback, there you have it. Okay, offensive linemen, my offensive line is basically completely comprised of offensive tackles and centers. Okay, so that's really where I'm at because it's just too easy. You know, this guy, he's a center. This guy's a center. A lot of centers. I got a lot of centers and a lot of offensive tackles. Okay, those are my main bread and butter, and that's the way it is. So you can take a center and you can move a center to, you know, left tackle, and they hold their value decently. It's not too bad. So the same thing if you do, you know, vice versa. And so if you look at the DNs, depending on the DN, this guy's a speed rusher, 6'2", 248 pounds. You move an outside linebacker, he's going to keep his value. Okay. So that's what you want to be thinking about before you start jumping into the recruiting. The same thing applies here. Is you can take some of these guys and say, hey, I'm going to put you at an end. They'll drop down a little bit, but for the most part, it's not too bad. Now, next up, we'll go DBs. You can see you can grab this DB here, and you could put him over to safety, and he doesn't drop too bad. And the same thing, you can take safeties and boom to DB, and you're golden. Okay, when you're setting up your recruiting board, what you want to do is you want to go for 3 different avenues. The first one is get the team interest guys. Okay, the guys who are interested. Player interest is huge. That's 1. Okay, 2, you want to go and get the guy you want. Add him up on your board. Okay, and 3, you want to leave an open spot for open opportunity players. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just because the guy's interested in me does not mean I'm going to go with him. Okay, so for me, I go a 5-star. This is the guy I want. That's the dude I want, and he's a gem. So I'm definitely going to try to get that guy. And then I put up a team needs guy. Like this guy has me first, and I'll show you why I'm doing that in a second. Also, when you're going through this list, you want to add these guys up through position, because then it'll put all the athletic guys that are best at that position, and you don't have to guess. Like when you get to certain positions, you just don't have to guess. You'll see an athletic guy up there, and you're like, oh, great. This guy's a center, right? I don't have to guess. So just do it that way, and it makes it much, much easier. The other thing, too, is go to the non-fully scouted tab. Okay, not fully scouted, because this is just way easier to just, you know, spam through them. It's just so much easier. All right, now that I've done that, then I could go through the scholarships, right? So what I'm going to do is, I mean, you can offer everyone scholarships. You definitely can. I'm offering all the 5-star guys scholarships. Like that is definitely happening. I'm offering all of them scholarships. Even the team interest guys. This guy is a broken gem. This guy, I'm offering him a scholarship. I'm going to offer this guy a scholarship too, because he's a gem. This guy, I'm not offering him a scholarship. So I guess I'm going after just 2 5-star quarterbacks. So let's hope for the best there. But yeah, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna offer this guy. I don't know if I should offer this guy. I'm not 100% sure if I want to, because I can go and scout other players. I can go and scout, but honestly, if you do it right, you know, you don't have to absolutely be perfect. I want to teach you guys how to do this without being absolutely perfect, because it's hard to be that way. It is definitely hard. But all the 5-star guys, they're getting schollies, no doubt. 100%, they're all getting schollies. First and foremost, they are getting scholarships. Now, these guys are interested in me. I would like to get, I only want 30 max targets. That would be mostly what I want there. I don't want, you know, but I would like to have all these guys. It would be pretty nice. But some of these guys, it's just not going to work out, even the guys who are interested in me, because it can go really, really quick. So, unfortunately, you know, that guy's not it. But, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and add these guys up who are 5-star players, and then, you know, maybe make some exceptions. Man, both these guys, all right, that sucks. That really sucks that both DNs in this recruiting class, both the 5-star dudes are flops. I don't like that. I really don't like that. All right, so now it's just adding up dudes that are like close to, and seeing about the scouting here, and let's just scout through. Okay, the guy sucks. And then you can see how much slower it is doing it this way. All right, now that's a guy I like. Oh yeah, hello. What's going on with you? Yes, sir. All right, it sucks not getting a 5-star right end. Damn, that's going to make my class look less cool. from that. So I'm definitely adding up all these guys, right? 5-star guys, easily going to get it. So that's what I'm going to go through. I'm going to just go and add all the 5-star guys up. All right, so now I set up my recruiting board, okay? And after 1 week, this is where we're at. I'm spending 75 points on this quarterback. I jumped up on the 5-star. I'm not spending any points on these guys here. I just don't want to spend that much on this running back. I have this guy sitting here, but I want to see if I don't have to give him any points just yet. These two running backs here, and this is something I want to show you guys, in the very first week, what I want you to think about, I want you to be looking also at guys who have no offers. 4-stars that have no offers whatsoever, because you could just give them a scholarship and you could go way ahead of everyone. Okay, once I get a bunch of guys committing, you're going to see me then turn and go to the open stage. Once I have a bunch of points, I'm going to go to the open stage where there's not that many guys fighting for them, and then I'm going to drive up the price. And I do this with competitors. I'll do this with other users. I will drive up the price on you very quick. So once all my class starts getting committed, even if I don't even want more guys, I'm gonna make it hard for everyone else. Okay, and I've landed plenty of guys doing this open stage, and I'd be in week like 10, and I'll see like, hey, there's not that many guys competing for him. He's still in the open stage, and then I'll put 65 points on him in an absolute heartbeat. The other thing I want to show you, there's another big thing here to show you with the recruiting. You may only have 50 points. Okay. So you may only have 50 points when you first start out, right? So instead of just going and sending the house, because if you look at it, I don't know why it's not showing this. Okay, there we go. The maximum influence. Look at the maximum influence. You get 4 greens, right? Well, if you only have 50 hours that the player will allow you, which you can see right above the send the house, the player allows me 75 hours, but that's because my coach is upgraded. For you, it may only allow you 50 hours because you're brand new. So instead of doing this, why don't you spend less and get more? Okay, I would do contact family. You get 3 maximum influence, right? That's 4. Then I would add this one, you get 2. This one, you get 1. So you're getting more than 5, right? You're getting, 7 instead of just 5? And you're spending 40 points instead of spending 50 and getting less. The hard sell, soft sell, I don't do any of that crap. I don't do any sway or anything like that. I have a different philosophy. I don't really feel like you need to do that. Just personally, I just don't feel like that. So some of these guys, really what I'm looking at here is I'm just seeing, okay, like this guy. I added him up because like I showed you before on the prospect list, no one was offering him. Okay, so if I can't get this guy, you sure better believe that I'm definitely going to go and get this guy. Like it's same with these guys here. This guy here, I'm going to try to let my interest, because I'm number 1 on his board, I'm going to try to just give him a scholarship and let that ride for as long as I can while I'm getting the guy that I really want to get. So this guy, I'm probably not going to be able to get this guy. Where did I pull that off of? What points? I had to pull that off of some really good player. It's got to be him. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this guy, and there's no saying if I'm going to be able to actually get him. Oh, yeah, 75 points. That's where I'm at. But I just wanted to show you that so that way you guys can, obviously get the best. Okay, so some of these guys, I'm jumping up on him. I'm going to be able to probably schedule him for a visit. I already got one guy scheduled for a visit. These 2 guys here, I dropped that one running back. These 2 guys here, I went to the prospect list. I did exactly what I was telling you guys about going and go to top prospects here. And then I go to the ones that don't have any offers. And none. These guys are sitting there with literally no offers at all. And it's making it quite easy on me. This guy also has no offers. Just trying to get as many guys up that have no offers as possible. I have these 2 guys. I want to go for a wide receiver as well. See if I can find guys that are 4-stars with no offers whatsoever. And they're there. There's a lot of wide receivers you'll come across that just, I don't know why it does it this way. It's like it pulls away. Okay, so wide receivers, there's only one wide receiver that's a 4-star that has no offer. Okay, this guy only has 1. But wide receivers, usually you'll come across at least like 2 that have no offers, which is really nice. But I don't see it. So here, I'm just going to offer him a scholarship. That's really all I want to do. I want to just offer him a scholarship. I can even pull 5 points away. Actually, I can't because this guy has got 25 points. Now, I want to see here where I'm at. I'm not playing with this one. I'm not playing with that one. I'm not pulling points off. I'll pull some points off of this. I want to pull off some on this, and then I'll add up on that wide receiver. I'll give I'm not going to scout him. I'll just give him a scholarship. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, and I'm going to give I'll give this guy a scholarship too. I'm going to go get some other points from some of the other guys, and I'll give him a scholarship. Okay, because here's the thing. Without scouting him, it doesn't matter. If no one is recruiting this guy, you want to give him a scholarship because that's going to give you a lot of points, right? You're going to start to move up quickly. Well, if later on you feel like once you do scout him and you have more points and you go, hey, this guy wasn't that good, you cut him. It's 5 hours, right? 5 hours. But you're going to gain so much that if you do come across a guy who's a gem or you do come across a guy who's a straight 4-star, it is going to make life so much easier for you by just giving him a 5-hour scholarship. That simple. That's all you have to do. Okay, so I'm in week 2 right at this moment in time, and what I'm doing is I'm looking for guys that I'm getting a lead on. I'm trying to get guys here, like this guy's a perfect example. I'll throw him a scholarship, right? Because no one else is offering them. I'm in the prospect list, and I'm going over here. I'll go to top prospects here, and then what I'll do is I'll click on the no scholarships, and I'll just go through here and find guys that have no scholarships whatsoever, and I'll just pick them up, right? That's simple. Just pick them up. Easy peasy. And then you come across guys that I would, love to scout, but I don't want to at this moment in time because I just want to get on their list, right? So that's what I've done with several of these guys here. I'm just giving them scholarships because I'm not competing against anyone at this moment in time. I'm still making that fight. I'm fighting OU for these guys because I'd like to move these guys to cornerback if I can't get any of these cornerbacks. I am good, I'm in a good spot with this guy here, and so that's what I'm really doing. I'm just going through and I'm like, all right, I'm ahead for this guy. Right now I'm ahead for this guy. This guy's a guy I just gave him a scholarship. That's it. That's all I gave him. And I'm likely going to go pretty far with just that scholarship on some of these guys. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many of these 4-stars are just not getting offers. Just like this guy. No offer. I'm not scouting them yet because I don't have the points to scout them. Why would I do that? Let me get ahead of them first, right? Let me jump up the board on these guys like this guy. I'm jumping up the board. He's a 4-star. If it turns out he's not very good, I'll just cut him. But if it turns out he's good, I'm ahead of everyone. So it's worth the 5 points instead of trying to spend the 30 or however much to turn around and scout every individual one of these guys. Same thing with these tight ends. I'm just going to throw them a scholarship, and then right here, I just threw this guy a scholarship. I'm the only one. So I'm jumping up the board. And then what I do is when I need to schedule a visit, very simple. When they're ready for a visit like these guys are, okay, I will go through to some of these guys that I'm absolutely dominating, that I'm giving points to, and I'll pull it off and I'll schedule them early. You want to schedule guys as early and together to where you get complimentary visits as possible. Don't wait until the end. Don't try to be like, oh, I got to wait for my big game and do it this time. No, because if you lose, then it doesn't pan out. If you're already up on these guys, like really, you're significantly high on these guys, you want to schedule a visit as early as possible because he may commit right after that. That simple. He may just commit, and then you're sitting in a very good spot. So I'll even pull points away from a certain guy that is ready for a visit, give him a visit. The next week, I'll give him all those points back. So again, scholarship. That's all I offered him, and I'm already getting boosted up on his list. Offered this guy a scholarship, getting boosted on his list. This guy is a guy I'll just offer a scholarship just to get boosted on the list. And then from there, I'll figure out once I start getting some points getting cleared for me, I'll start to figure out, all right, like a guy like this, I could turn around and schedule him quite quickly by pulling some points off. And I'm going to try to see if I have other points where I don't necessarily have to do that. Like this guy getting boosted. These two guys here, I got to offer them a scholarship just in case. I'm offering a lot of guys scholarships. I don't typically offer this many, but it is what it is. That's the price of doing business. As you can see, jumping up on this guy. Some of these guys are ready for a visit, though. So this guy, I'm going to pull off. I screwed up with that guy. It is what it is. And so I could wait for the visit and do that, or I could just pull off and say, hey, like this guy, I'm giving him 65 points to fight Oregon, right? I don't really actually have to do that. I would like to see if I could schedule this guy like right away and then see if I could just crush Oregon into oblivion for this guy just because he's a gem. That's it. I just want to do it because he's a gem. This guy here, I don't even have to give him 25 points at this moment in time. I'm going to actually take that 25 points off. And then I'm going to give someone else a scheduled visit here. I'm ahead here. I'm ahead here. I don't even need to give this guy points just yet. I can pull his points back off. I'm up ahead on that. And then, you know, I'm literally just playing it by ear. This guy is like really good though, so I got to schedule him for a visit. Brand exposure. How's my brand exposure going down? That don't make no sense. Okay, so I got 30 more points. This guy can be scheduled for a visit. What about this guy? Okay, I can pull these points off of him and schedule that other guy, and then schedule him, and I get campus lifestyle. Boom. So all I'm doing is just maneuvering back and forth and going like, hey, okay, I'm up on this guy. Like this guy here, I could probably take these points away, and I got to put them back. You got to remember to put them back, because if you don't, you may be in some hot water there. But this guy, you know, I definitely want him. I would like to bring him on. Pro potential, program tradition. There we go. And so I want to see if I can pull any more guys off. This guy, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get this guy. So I think I'm going to save the points, schedule this guy, and then just do championship contender on that guy. So yeah, all I'm doing is a dance. That's all I'm doing right now is a dance. I'm just trying to pull guys off. I'm going back to the prospect list. I'm not looking at the open stage yet. All I'm looking at is to seeing if any other guys don't have any offers that are 4-star players. That simple. And I'm just doing a dance. Okay, I'm putting up points on a lot of these guys where it's close. Other guys, I can pull it off, use it to schedule the other guys to get those points back. I put it back on the guy the very next week. Okay, so now we're in like week 3 or whatever, and I'm applying this same system. Scholarship guys, there's my scholarship guys. He's my backup. He's my interest player. And then here, I might lose this guy because I didn't schedule him early enough for a visit. So there's a high likelihood I'm probably going to end up losing this player. I should probably pull it off and put those points elsewhere because he's scheduled for week 12 with them, which is not looking good for me because I have no scheduled time. So in reality, the chances that I lost this guy are incredibly high, but thankfully I already have like the best quarterbacks in the land. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to pull this guy off. That's just the unfortunate series of events. Now I have the points to start scouting these guys. This guy is pretty good. I'm going to just make it easy. I'll give myself 50 points on this guy, and it should be clear and easy victory. And then all of a sudden, you know, I got, no ready for a visit. Yeah, that's not actually that bad. But yeah, unfortunately, you got to maneuver. You got to audible as much as you possibly can. And so these guys here, you know, I just offered them a scholarship. That's simple. Now I'm going to start recruiting these guys, scouting these guys, seeing how good they actually are. If I come across a gem, obviously I'm going to go with that gem. Keep utilizing as much as possible the prospect list and finding guys that have no offers whatsoever. So I just had like 6 guys commit in basically 1 week, just last week alone. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just going after guys that are open because I got a lot of points just burning a hole in my pocket because most of my guys are committed. So I'm going to guys who are open, going to top prospects. I found Skaggs. Skaggs is still sitting there. I should have went Skaggs the first right out of the gate. But hey, I don't know. I would have gotten Skaggs by now. I would have easily have gotten Skaggs by now. So I just offered him a visit. I don't know if I'm going to actually get that, but if I could pull it off, you know, it is what it is, because now I have 28 targets in my class, 26 scholarships. I don't even need this halfback, but I'm like, I'm just going to steal him from everyone else. Might as well just steal him. And then I'm going to steal this guy too. I don't even know if he's good, but this is what you need to... Oh, come on. No, I don't want you, dude. No, you don't make the cut. You don't make the cut, buddy. And I got a bunch of centers that I'm going after now, too. A bunch of them. Everyone's scheduled for a visit. I'm just going to try to get all these guys. So now every guy I have is up on 65 points. And then this guy, Peppers. Yeah, how'd you... Oh, give me a break, Peppers. My boy. Okay, we are going to go heavy on Peppers. Peppers is... He's coming to the team one way or another. I've stolen plenty of guys doing this, and I've had to piss some dudes off. All right, so my team is in the playoff now, but this is all of the stuff that we showed you. This is exactly what you get from it. We got 5 5-stars, 18 4-stars. It's about our average. I lost a couple of guys that I could have done better and got one of the 5-star quarterbacks. Could have got Skaggs earlier. I didn't get this guy either, but it's not really a big deal. Wasn't really trying that hard to get that guy. But pretty good class for the most part. Got a lot of centers, and it's easy peasy. At times I'll get a lot of tackles. I'll get a lot of centers. I'll get a couple guards here and there, but I don't typically love getting guards that much. D tackles have become very easy for me to get. I get a lot of really good players. And now we are in the playoff now, so good corners, and yeah. And then the transfer portal, we'll show you another video on how to get all the guys in the transfer portal. It's very easy. I usually have about, I'd say 100% hit on transfer portal guys, who at least will give me the time of day. I'm usually about 100%. I'll land quite a bit of guys. It's a lot of fun. But anyways, hopefully this helped you guys. Remember all the stuff that we showed you. Sorry that the video was a little bit longer, but hey, you cannot rush beauty. You can't rush beauty. It's the way it is. Anyways, hopefully this helped you guys.